Assalamu alaikum and good morning. How is everyone? Today we have to do the language work and our today's topic is modal verbs. These are the objectives of your today's lesson to be able to differentiate between main verb and the auxiliary verb and to be able to use modal verbs to express an attitude towards something. So first we will discuss what is main verb and what is the auxiliary verb that is also called helping verb. As you know, verb is an action word and it tells us something about an action. A main verb is a verb that expresses an action. It gives the major information in terms of nature of the action. Nature of the action means that what type of action is being done, it was done or it will be done. Write, eat, buy, help. Walk, sit, stand, all these are the action words. And action words are called the main verb. On the other hand, an auxiliary verb does not give major information in terms of an action. It tells us more about the time of the action, not the nature of the action. First of all, make this thing clear. What is the nature of the action? Nature of the action, that what type of action is being done. It is told by the main verb. And what is the time of the action? It is something that is told by the auxiliary verb in a sentence. For example, is, am, are, was, were, have, had, will, shall, all these are the auxiliary verbs and they are also called the helping verbs. The main verb expresses nature of the action. The auxiliary verb helps the main verb in expressing the time of the action. Here are the examples. These will definitely make your concept clear about the nature of the action and the time of the action. She is sleeping. If we do not use here is, we will not come to know about the time of the sleeping. She is sleeping mean the action is being done in the present time. She was sleeping. Was is used here as a helping verb or auxiliary verb and it is telling us about the time of the action. Sleeping is the nature of the action and is and was are the time of the action. In these sentences, the verb sleep is a main verb which tells us about the nature of action, sleeping. In the same sentence, the auxiliary verbs is and was express time of the action in both sentences. Auxiliary verb is also called helping verb as it helps the main verb in giving proper information to the reader. There are two types of auxiliary verbs. One is the primary auxiliaries and the second is the modal auxiliary or the modal verbs. Primary auxiliaries. There are three primary auxiliaries. These are be, do, and have in English language. Now come to the modal auxiliary or the modal verbs. That is our main topic today. Modal auxiliaries are used to show ideas like possibility, ability, necessity, or intention. The most common modal verbs include can, could, may, might, has to, have to, must, should, would, will, shall, ought to. Now we will see what is the difference between the modal verbs and the other verbs. Modal verbs are different from other verbs in a few ways. When we have to make a sentence while using the modal verb, a negative sentence, we will just put not after the main verb, after the modal verb. Here is the example, he cannot drive a bike. And when we have to convert a sentence into interrogative sentence or the question sentence, we will put at the beginning of the sentence the modal verb before the subject of the sentence. Should I go for shopping today? So here we have put the modal verb before the subject of the sentence. Modal verbs do not change from a form according to the tense. There is no s added to the verb. As when we use verb in the present tense, we often add s or es with the main verb. And in the past tense, we change the form of the verb. We convert the present form of the verb into second form of the verb or the third form of the verb. But it does not happen in the modal verbs. Modal auxiliary is used before a main verb as a helping verb. Here is the example: he may come now. So here is a chart given of modal verbs and the concept for which these modal verbs are used with examples. Can is used to show ability, to take permission, for offers. Could is used for possibility, to show the past ability, permission, request. As we use in the present tense while showing any ability, can, in the same way when we have to talk about any past ability, we use the modal verbs could. Now come to may and might. May is used for possibility, for permission, and might is used for slight possibility and past form of may in reported speech. Here I want to make it clear the difference between can and may. Both are used for taking permission, but can is used in an informal way to take permission. Suppose when you have to take permission from your friend to use something, you will say, "Can I use your pencil?" But when you have to take permission from some elder or your ma'am, you will use may to take permission. For example, when you have to enter the office of your principal, your coordinator, or even when you have to enter your class, you will say, "May I come in?" So, this is the difference between can and may while taking permission. Might is the past form of may, as could is used in the past to show the past ability. In the same way, might is the past form of may. When we convert the direct speech into indirect speech, we convert may into might. Should is used for advice, logical deduction. Ought to is also used for advice and logical deduction. Shall and will are also used as modal verbs. Now we move forward to our today's assignment. You have to do page number 73 of your English workbook and the unit number is 10. There are three questions given on this page that are all about the main verb, the auxiliary verb, and the modal verb. In this first question, there are few verb phrases are given and you have to point out the main verb in these phrases. Here the first one is done for you: was being tickled. Was being is an auxiliary verb and tickled is the main verb. In the same way, you have to find out the main verbs in these verb phrases. Here comes question number 2. In question number 2, here are given some modal verbs and you have to make the sentences of these modal verbs. Here comes the question number 3. As we have already read about, the other kind of auxiliary verb is the basic or primary verb that are to be, to do, and to have. And these are often combined with other verbs. Use the verbs below to fill in the gaps in the extract from the student book: had, was, and were. For doing this question, you have to read your unit number 10 because this extract has been taken from your textbook, unit number 10, community, and the page number is 152. And this is the last passage on that page. After reading that passage, you will do this question. So that's all for your today's lesson. Thank you.